Hi guys, it's Jasmine. Welcome back or welcome if you're new here. In this video, I'll be spilling the tea on how to get started with Goodnotes 6 on your iPad. So when you first open Goodnotes, you'll be prompted to create an account, and you can do so by signing into your Google, Apple ID, or Microsoft account. You'll use this same account to sync your subscriptions across multiple devices. For example, if you want to download Goodnotes on your phone, you'll have to sign into that same account in order to view your notes. I suggest turning on your iCloud, that way whenever you make changes, everything's already synced. Once you've logged in, you'll be brought to the Goodnotes homepage, and this is where you'll find your documents, folders, and notebooks. On the left, you'll see a few tabs. Documents is your go-to to find all of your files. Favorites is where you can find anything that you've bookmarked. We'll get more into that later. Search is where you'll look for your documents, PDFs, and notes. Shared is where you'll find your shareable links, which allow others to edit. Marketplace is where you can purchase planners and notebooks, and also you can tap on this icon to hide this tab. On the right, you have the bell notification and the settings, which I'll cover in a little bit. You're able to organize your documents by date, name, and type, and you can also change the document view from icons to list and vice versa. Let's start by creating a folder. Click on the plus sign and you'll get a list of options. You can create a notebook, a study set, which is pretty much just index cards, a folder. You can import an image, scan documents, take a photo, import your own PDF, or also quick notes or quick record. Since we are creating a folder, I'll just go ahead and tap on that. From there, you'll have the option to name your folder. You can also change the color, or if you like, you can add an icon. Okay, so if you're wondering how I'm writing and it's converting to text, just go to your settings, click on Apple Pencil, and make sure Scribble is turned on. I want to put y'all on and let y'all know that you can literally have as many folders as you want. You can even put folders inside of folders. So if you just want to be super organized, that's an option. Alright, so we good on the basics. Let's move on to actually creating a notebook. From here, you can customize different parts of your notebook, and you can choose from templates that come with Goodnotes 6. If you scroll all the way to the right, you'll see that you can import your own paper templates. Goodnotes standard size is selected by default, but you can change it if you want, or you can customize your own paper size as well. You can also choose from landscape and portrait templates, and if you're not vibing with this yellow paper color, I'm not even gonna hold you, I wasn't either. You can change it. I chose white. With Goodnotes 6, you can customize your template colors. Just tap on customize colors and you can give it a name and find the colors that fit your vibe. When it comes to notebook covers, we definitely have some options. And of course, you can always customize your own colors. It's really up to you. You can give your notebook a name, and you can also choose your language. When you're done with that, just go ahead and tap on create and you are good to go. Alright, so as you're scrolling through your new notebook, you'll notice an icon that says release to add a new page, and this is just one of the ways you can go about adding a new page. If you would like to zoom in, you could just double tap on the screen. If you click on the three dots, you'll see change template and it'll take you back to the template section. I'm going to change mine to landscape. Now, be mindful, this only changes the template for the page that you're currently on. You'll still have to repeat the steps for each page in your notebook. In the top left corner, you'll see the thumbnail view icon, and you can click on this to delete some of your pages. You can also add pages this way too. Click the three dots at the top right, go down to scrolling direction. This is where you can change it. Goodnotes uses horizontal scrolling by default. So under those same three dots, you'll find syllabus and palm rejection. This is where you can change your writing posture. For example, if you're left-handed, this may be beneficial for you. You can also change the palm rejection sensitivity to see which one you're vibing with. Let's get into this toolbar. At the top, you'll see three icons. You have read only, full keyboard, and audio recording. When you're in editing mode, the toolbar is blue and you'll have access to your tools underneath. Okay, so this icon is how you will toggle between editing mode and read-only mode. You'll notice when you're in read-only mode, the toolbar is no longer blue and you will not have access to your writing tools. If you're using a notebook or digital planner with hyperlinks, you'll have to be in read-only mode to utilize the links. And then to get back into editing mode, just tap the pen icon and you'll have access to your writing tools again. Alright, next is the full page keyboard. Now this feature is still kind of new, so it works best if you have a keyboard connected to your iPad. There are some formatting options, but it's still kind of limited. Unfortunately, you can't change the font on what you type, but they did integrate some AI features, so if you type something, you can highlight it and tap the sparkles icon and it'll give you some suggestions. Next, we have audio recording, so this is pretty cool because you can record your audio while you're taking your notes. Tap the icon on the left to access and playback your recordings. You can also change and adjust the playback speed if you like. Let's get into the writing tools. You have your pen, photos, shapes, highlighter, eraser, lasso, elements, sticky notes, Textbox, zoom window, pencil, and ruler. First, you have the pen tool. There are 3 types: ball, brush, and fountain. The fountain pen is pressure sensitive, so you can adjust the pressure sensitivity and tip sharpness. The ball pen is my fave, and she is non-pressure sensitive. The brush pen gives you more width variation depending on your writing pressure. You're able to set 3 width presets on the toolbar, and this is where you would change the width of the pen. You can also choose between dashed or dotted lines, which I think is a pretty nice switch up from just a standard solid line. This is the undo icon. Select your pen color by tapping the swatch, and you can also set custom pen colors by using the grid, the wheel, or hex codes. There's no limit to your custom presets, and you can drag your colors around to reorganize them. The new eyedropper tool is that girl for selecting colors off your screen, and of course you can save it as a preset. A little pen hack: if you draw and hold a line, it'll convert into a straight line, and then the same applies for other shapes, so it'll perfect it for you. With Goodnotes 6, there are some new pen settings and gestures, such as Scribble to erase. There is circle to lasso, which you do have to hold the circle in order for this to work. There's also spell check, so if you spell a word incorrectly, Goodnotes is going to try to correct it in your handwriting or try something close enough. Next is photos, which will allow you to import photos from your iPad's photo album. When you select your photo, you can resize it, rotate it, or expand it. Tap on the photo and you'll be able to crop either by using the standard rectangle, or you can freehand, and this allows you to doodle and it'll extract the shape. Next is the shapes tool. Now this is very similar to the pen tool that I showed you previously. It just perfects the shape. Highlighter is next, and by default it writes in a straight line. Just like the pen tool, you're able to change the size, color, and you can customize some presets. Next is the eraser, and there are 3 different types. The precision eraser erases bit by bit. The standard eraser is pretty much a less precise version of the precision eraser. Last is the stroke eraser, and this one erases pen strokes. The eraser tool comes in 3 different sizes, and you can always toggle on erase highlighter only, and this will get rid of anything that you've highlighted. Turn on auto deselect to switch back from the eraser to the last tool you were using. Next is the lasso tool. So with lasso, when you circle something, it can then be moved around the page. You can resize your text, and you can also change the color. You can take a screenshot and save it as an image, or you can save it to your files, etc. You also have the ability to add it to your Goodnotes elements as a sticker. You can convert it to text or to math, and when it is converted, it'll convert to a text box. Also with the lasso tool, you can turn off whatever you don't want it to pick up. Next is elements. So this is where you store, add, and manage all of your stickers. So if you're into digital planning, this tool is perfect for you. You can add your own scribbles like I showed you earlier, and your own photos to your elements tool. I personally love it. I am a digital planning girly. Alright, so the text box is next, and it's more customizable than the full keyboard. You can choose your own font, or you can install one. I use iFont for that. You can play around with the font size. You can also change the text alignment, and you can adjust the line spacing if you have your own custom templates. Of course, you can customize the color of your text. You can save a default text box and it'll keep the same font, size, color, spacing, etc. You can add a border, a shadow, or a background, and you can also adjust and play around with the padding. Next up is the zoom window, and you can change the zoom and the size by dragging the corner of the window. You'll see a blue box appear as you write in this window. This is the auto advance feature. Now, I did not demonstrate this properly, but as you write in this box, the zoom window will actually move along with you, so you don't have to swipe back and forth. Tap the arrows to manually move the zoom window. You can also manually set a return height if you want the zoom window to jump further down when starting new lines. You can use your highlighter, pen, and eraser, but if you want to undo something, that's still the same button on the screen. Next is the pencil, and just like the fountain pen, it is pressure sensitive, so you can customize the colors, of course, and play around with the thickness. There are also 3 width presets on the toolbar. Finally, we have the ruler, which you can manipulate using your fingers. If you tap on it, you can set the angle and position, plus you can change it from inches to centimeters. When you zoom in and out, it scales with the page, and you can also use it to draw straight lines. Tap on the 4 squares, it'll bring up a thumbnail view, and you can see all your document pages at once. You're able to move pages around simply by dragging and dropping them. You can add new pages by clicking the plus sign, or you can tap the arrow underneath the page. In this case, I'm going to choose to duplicate. You can also delete pages in this window, and you can export pages. The tabs at the top allow you to view pages that you've outlined and bookmarked. The search tool allows you to search for your documents, whether handwritten or typed. On the right, the first icon is add a page, and you can do so by adding a new page using the same template or from a different one. Next, we have the flag, which is basically just to bookmark. The page will show up under your favorites tab in the thumbnail view and under the favorites tab in your main Goodnotes library. Just to let y'all know, if you search on this main Goodnotes page, it will search your entire library for that specific word or phrase. This is the share or export icon, and you can choose to export a specific page or the entire document. You can share it as a flattened or editable PDF, as an image, which you can compress into a zip file or .goodnotes file. A newer option is to share it as a collaboration. You will send a link to someone who also has Goodnotes, and they will be able to write in the document. All of your shared documents will appear under the Shared tab. When you click on the 3 dots, you're able to copy the page that you're currently on. Then you can go over to the thumbnail view and paste the page wherever you'd like within the document. In this menu, you also have the option to rotate your pages. You can also add your page to the outline, and you can then find it under the Outlines tab in the thumbnail view. You can change the page template, which we've already covered. You can also jump to a specific page number, clear the page, and delete the page. At the bottom, you'll see document editing, and you can find several other settings within here. You can turn off automatic screen lock if you don't want your screen to turn off while you're working on something. You can also turn the status bar on or off if you want to hide the time and date. You can choose to disable pull to add a page and whether or not you want page numbers to show. Customizing your toolbar is a new feature, so if you don't really see yourself using certain tools, you can remove them from your toolbar. Any removed tools will be under the Hidden Tools menu, and you'll still have access to them when you need them. You can also rearrange the order of your tools. You can change your tool position to the bottom or to the top. Based on if you're left or right-handed, you can change the position of the undo and redo buttons. Some other settings include turning off the auto advance feature in the zoom window, toggling object selection without switching tools, and setting preferences for how Goodnotes behaves when opening documents and new imports. If you're wanting to pull up the same document or a different one in split view, you're able to do so. If you head back to the main page and tap on settings at the top right, you'll see cloud and backup. This is where you back up your files. Personally, I keep iCloud on not only to sync my documents between my devices, but to also keep a copy on the cloud. You can also do a manual backup, so Goodnotes will make a copy of your library in the form of a .goodnotes.zip file. You can also turn on auto backup, which will frequently keep your files backed up and protected. Be sure to check out the email to Goodnotes feature. It allows you to send a PDF directly to your Goodnotes library via email. I also want to let y'all know that Goodnotes is a paid subscription, so choose the plan that is right for you. I hope this video gave you a solid intro and helps you get started with Goodnotes. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.